Hi, welcome to another episode of Amazing Kitchen. Today we'll be making something very special. It is called Chinese braised pork. In Chinese we call it Dong Bo Rou. It's named after a poet in the Song Dynasty many years back. But you should see this. It's something out of this world. It tastes amazing. So let's start. First, we start with a nice pork belly slab. As you see, it has the skin in, and then there are layers of fat with meat in between. So we start with, depending on how much you're gonna cook for how big of a family. So right here we have a good slab that will feed a family of 4 to 6 with no problem. Okay, here we start. So because the skin is on still, there may be some hair and some dirt and debris that may still be on this pork belly. So we start by getting a knife, a cleaver or Chinese cleaver, and we scrape the top and we try to remove some of the dirt or any impurities that we may not want. As you see, on the knife, on the cleaver, you will see that there's some little milky liquid. That could be anything. It could be a little residual of fat or some dirt. So we give this a quick scrape. Now that that is clean, we take this to the wok and we try to give it a little pan frying, but very light, just to burn off some of the hair if there's any on. Now let's move to the wok. Okay, now that we have the slab with us, we have a little skillet, pan or wok heated so that it's nice and warm, and we hold this meat and we turn the skin side down so that we can just run it around the wok and try to burn off some of the hair on it. Remember, we don't want to roast this, we just want to burn off some of the hair. So we don't want to make this too brown. We just want to apply a little pressure. Awesome. Now we have the pork already burned on the wok, as you saw earlier. So we give this another quick scrape on the surface to remove any hair that may still be on it. And scraping will just finish off whatever debris that is on it. As you can see, it's on this cleaver. So now that this is ready, and we blanch this pork in some water for about 5 minutes. We have the water already boiled ahead of time, so now it's good to go. So as you can see, it's boiling. We add the Chinese cooking rice wine into it. Then we drop the slab of pork right into this water. All right, good stuff. Then we add some scallions over the top, and this will just help us remove some of the gaminess in this pork. Now that we have the pork blanched, planning to split this into 3 vertical, and then we'll separate this into little cubes. Great. Now we cut it into 3. We have some bone at the bottom. We will try to remove the bone. Great. Okay. It's all good, and we now separate this into smaller cubes, maybe about 1 inch square. We will now tie this together with some straw. So we have some straw right here. I like to use straw because it's natural, but if you don't have straw, you can also use rope. We cut them and soak in some water so that it's soft and malleable. And now we begin by tying each individual cube up with the straw. So, how do we do this? Just like how you gift wrap, we will do something very similar. We don't want it too tight, just enough to hold the piece of meat together so that during braising it does not fall apart. Let's tie a knot. Awesome. Now if there's excess straw, we just cut it off, trim it, and the first piece is done. So now we continue with the other pieces the same way. Now that we have all the pork tied, look how beautiful this looks. They're all tied already with straw. So this is to keep it together during cooking, because the cooking process will be long, about 2 hours, and the meat and fat will soften up to the point where if you pick at it, it will fall apart. So therefore you need to tie this up. Okay, so now we get our pot when we're cooking. Then we need something at the bottom to keep the meat and vegetable off the bottom so that it would not burn, because we need to cook this for a very long time. So this is placed at the base of the pot. Let's cut some scallions and ginger. For the scallions, we don't need to cut them into small bits. So we just line them up and we give it a quick cut. About 3 cuts down, it's more than enough. Then we have our ginger. So we just need to slice them up thinly. And this will help with the flavoring as well as the removing of any gaminess from the pork. We have our ginger ready. We have our scallions ready. And we just need to lay them into the pot as we speak. So we have our pot right here. So at the base, we will lay the scallions. So we lay them down like a bed. And this will serve as flavoring as well as insulation from the heat so that the pork will not burn. We lay the ginger out, just flat at the bottom. Great, so now we got the ginger at the bottom. We just add the meat into it. So like I say, I already arranged them in a circle form, and we just lay them in bit by bit. Great, look how beautiful it looks. Now this is all laid in. So what we have here, we have aniseed, light soy sauce, dark soy sauce. This will add some sweetness and coloring. Chinese rock sugar, but we'll add this in halfway through the cooking. I'll show you how to do that. Then we have some Chinese rice wine. We have a handsome amount that we'll add this into the pot and we'll cook it together with everything. Great. We add water to this because this will be cooking for a very long time. So I've just added about 5 cups, and we'll add another 5 cups to this pot. Okay, great. Now this is filled with water. We have all the ingredients in. The pork is in. Now we bring it to the heat and set it on high, and we bring this up to a boil. Once it's up to a boil, we leave it boiling for about 1 hour, and then we turn down the heat and slow boil it, braise it for about another hour. Okay, let's go. Now it's time to dissolve the rock sugar in some water. We'll add the rock sugar into this boiling pot of water. Now we have the rock sugar dissolved in water. We can check on this braised pork now after 1 hour. It's looking beautiful. Now we can add the sugar, dissolved sugar, into this hot, and we continue to boil this for another hour. This will add some sweetness to it. This is awesome. Great, now that the braised pork is ready and I have plated it, as you can see, now we're ready to give this a try. After so many hours of cooking this should be awesome. Now let me pick a small piece, and as you can see, the string is still on it, so you have to remove this before serving. So now great, we have this. Let me cut into it. Wow, this is so tender. I just split it easily with my chopsticks. Okay, let's give this a try. This is just amazing. It melts in your mouth. It's so soft, and the flavor is just intense and right and balanced. It's neither too sweet or too salty. This is just perfect. Wow. Sorry, I have to have this other piece. I can't describe this. This is like having very nice quality tofu or jello, but this is braised pork. It's usually very tough and very meaty, but this just melts in your mouth. It's just amazing. Wow. Okay, great. You should really try this. If you cook this at home, you'll impress everyone who you invite. I guarantee that. Okay, so if you like what you see today, please subscribe, and until next time, we'll meet again. Bye now.